Welcome to the annual meeting of the Isle of Anglesey County Council. If you don't mind, I've been asked to tell you that this is the annual meeting of the Isle of Anglesey County Council, and the first task, according to the provisions of the Local Government Act 1972 and the Council's Constitution, is the election of a chairperson. So, first of all, can I ask the chair to invite nominations? Thank you, Dylan. Before I go on, I would like to ask everybody to bear in mind that the meeting is being recorded and for everybody to make sure that their phones are on silent. Having said that, I'd like to invite any nominations for a chair. Thank you, Chair. I'd like to nominate you as the Vice Chair to move on to be the Chair for the next year. I'd like to second that proposal. Any other nominations? Well, there are no other nominations, so I'm pleased to accept. So I'll make a declaration. I, David Roberts, having been elected chairperson of the Isle of Anglesey County Council, declare that I accept and that I will discharge the duties of the office to the best of my ability and in accordance with the provisions of the Code of Conduct for members of the Isle of Anglesey County Council. And thank you for that. I will go through the apologies later on, but one apology we have received is from the retiring chair, Councillor Glyn Haynes. Usually he would congratulate the new chair, and I would also thank him. But actually I'd like to thank the council first of all for electing me, but I would also like to offer thanks to the retiring chair in his absence. Of course, I don't expect anybody to oppose that. So, unless anybody says that they oppose or want to abstain, I take it that we accept that proposal unanimously. So the retiring chair does usually say a word, and I know if Glyn Haynes was here, he'd make a much more interesting declaration than I would on his behalf. I know that Glyn has appreciated being chairman and he did the job very well. I think he'd like to thank his fellow members and the officers for their support to allow him to do his work. So I'm taking over as chair today, and one of the things I intend to do, and because this is the first annual meeting, I'd like to greet everybody individually. It's important that everybody has an opportunity to say something, if it's just to say that they're present. So I'm going to go through everybody by ward. So if everybody could just introduce themselves to say that they're present. So for Eithwy, Dyfedwyn Jones. Good afternoon. Alan Wynmymry. You'll see that I am here. Good afternoon and congratulations to you as chair. Robin Wynne-Williams. Yes, good afternoon and congratulations to you. Alwyn Pennant-Watkin. Alwen Pennant-Watkin. Good afternoon. Alwen did say good afternoon, but she has frozen, unfortunately. Bro Aberfraw, John Ivan Jones. Good afternoon, I'm here and congratulations. Everybody doesn't have to congratulate me. I take it that you all do anyway. I think that will save some time. Arfon Wyn, I'm here at last. Bro'r Llynoedd, Gwilym Owen Jones. Good afternoon. Ken Taylor. Good afternoon and good luck. Canolbarth Môn, Non Dafydd. I'm present. Paul Ellis. Hello. And Dylan Wyn-Rhys. Good afternoon, everybody. So Kevni Geraint Api Van Beb. Good afternoon, I'm pleased to be here. Nicola Faye Roberts. Hello, everybody. You can leave out the middle name. Thank you, David. Crigill Neville Evans. Good afternoon, everybody. Douglas Massey Fowley. Lligwy Erin Morris. Good afternoon, I'm present. Margaret Murley Roberts. Good afternoon, Chair. Ian Williams. Good afternoon, David. Parcar Mynydd, we've received an apology from Glyn Haynes. So, Roberts Llewellyn Jones. Yes, good afternoon. Serial Gary Pritchard. Good afternoon. Carwyn Elias Jones. Good afternoon, Chair and everybody else. Alan Roberts. Good afternoon and congratulations. Talabolion, Jackie Lewis. Good afternoon. Llino Smedi. Good afternoon. And we've received an apology from Leo Owen. Trev Cubby, Jeff Evans. Is Jeff Evans present? So we'll move on. Pip O'Neill.
Can I come in? Sorry, I was on mute, but congratulations to you on your position. I'm confident you will do an excellent job for the authority, but more so for the people. And can I welcome and congratulate all the old councillors who've returned, but more so the new councillors who are now attending. I wish them all well.
Diolch, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. Pip O'Neill. Is Pip O'Neill here? Okay, so we'll move on to Sue Kellen, Aled Morris Jones. Good afternoon and best wishes to you over the coming year. It'll fly by, Chair. Derek Owen. Good afternoon. Congratulations to you. And Liz Wood. Good afternoon, everybody, and congratulations to you. Ynys Cybi, Trevor Lloyd Hughes. Good afternoon, Chair. From the best place in Anglesey, Keith Roberts.
Good afternoon, everybody.
And Councillor David Hughes-Thomas. I had intended to give you all the title of councillor. I'm not being disrespectful. So, Councillor David Hughes-Thomas, and he's on mute, I think. We saw your mouth moving, so we take it as your presence, David.
Good
afternoon, everybody. I'm looking forward to working with this brand new council. Pleased to hear. I'm pleased to hear that everybody's mics are working, and I hope you put them all on mute now. So the second thing on the agenda today is to elect a vice chair for the council. So I invite nominations for the post of vice chair. Chair, I would like to nominate Councillor Margaret Murley Roberts, and the reason is because her period as a chair was during the lockdown. And I think it would be a good thing for Margaret to undertake the role in normal times. So does anybody second that proposal or nomination? Yes, Chair, I'd like to second the nomination. I think that Councillor Morris came in first. So are there any other nominations? So we don't have any other nominations. So if there are no objections, we can state that Councillor Margaret Murley-Roberts is the Vice Chair. There is a declaration for you to read out. I, Margaret Murley-Roberts, in being elected Vice Chairperson of the Isle of Anglesey County Council, declare that I accept the post and that I will discharge the demands of the post to the best of my ability and in accordance with the provisions of the Code of Conduct of Council Members. If I could just thank you for putting your trust in me once again. I'm pleased to represent the people of Anglesey in undertaking the role. Thank you, Margaret. I'm looking forward to working with you. So the next item on the agenda is announcements, but I don't have any further announcements. I did go through a lengthy list this morning. And item 4 is declaration of interest. Does anybody have a declaration of interest? No, so we'll move on. To item 5. We want a presentation in support of the nomination to be leader of the council. So we do have a nomination for Councillor Llynos Medi Hughes. No, I'm handing over to you. The floor is yours. Thank you. Because the number of new members are joining now, this is exactly how I felt in 2013 when I was elected, and I never thought then that I'd be leader or have the opportunity to be a leader for the second time. So this is my application to be leader of the County Council. One thing everybody knows about me is that political maturity is very important to me, and since coming in 2013, I realised the need to work maturely for the benefit of Anglesey residents. I think that has proved to the government and our regulators that we do have the ability as an authority to run our services and do the best for the people of Anglesey and to be one of the authorities that's performing best in Wales. To achieve that in 2017, we worked in partnership with a group of members who felt the same as us. I'm pleased to say that this partnership will continue for the next 5 years with Ian Williams' group joining Plaid Cymru to ensure that that good work continues over the coming term. So what is our aim? And it's important that I note that this is the Plaid Cymru manifesto that was presented because Plaid Cymru did win the election. That was the choice of the people of Anglesey. So I'm going to go through those proposals. The group wants to ensure that we have an education system that is fit for purpose. We are committed to providing the best opportunities for children, young people and teaching staff on the island. We want to ensure that they have sufficient resources to teach our children and young people, that we work with our partners to offer training and post-16 education opportunities, and ensure that we promote apprenticeships and work-based training opportunities. Care, health and well-being is something that was in our manifesto. We've said that we want to ensure that daycare is available for all the family when they need it. The group will continue to put pressure on the government to ensure equality between health and care staff, and that is becoming more apparent. We want to continue to work with our partners and to ensure that the health board can serve the people of Anglesey as it should. Internally, we will strengthen the daycare provision to provide respite for unpaid carers, develop more extra care schemes, including improving dementia care, and continue to prioritise family support services through Teulu Morn. Also, with the economy, Plaid Cymru wants to see more local procurement to keep money in the local economy. Through the Ambition Board, we are securing economic development opportunities on the island. Plaid Cymru wants to ensure that the Arfor scheme is kept in future for the benefit of our businesses and the Welsh language. That did a lot of good during last term, and we want to put pressure on the Welsh Government to continue with the Arfor scheme. In addition, we want to develop more business units to grow small businesses on the island, support the hospitality and tourism sector by safeguarding our communities and natural environment, and ensure that local companies from Anglesey and Wales benefit from council developments. During the campaign, we saw that housing is a concern for a number of people on the island. We think that everybody should have the right to have somewhere to call home. We are committed to continuing to work with the government to respond to the local housing challenge through planning laws and taxes. We will continue to develop council houses and ensure a supply of housing to respond to the local housing challenge. We will continue to increase the council tax premium on second homes, and we will be pressing on the government to close any loopholes, meaning that people don't pay taxes on second homes. And we want to use the premium to support first-time buyers. And then the climate. We want to prioritise decarbonisation across the council. This will be achieved through investment, supporting energy schemes and working with local, regional and national partners. We will invest in carbon reduction schemes. We will protect the island's environment by looking after wildlife areas by way of biodiversity schemes, and we will work with town and community councils to plant more trees across the island. We want to secure a better future for the island by committing to make a long-term difference to council services. We want to give all children and young people the opportunity to fulfil their potential. We want to promote independence in our communities and allow the economy to prosper and ensure that we all have an island that is safe, healthy and friendly. But as I said, back in 2017, when I was standing in the chamber, you know, a manifesto is aspirations, and to achieve any manifesto, you need council staff to do that. And it's nice to have the opportunity to thank council staff for the last 5 years. We only achieved our aspirations as a group through your work as staff. I'm really looking forward to working closely with you as part of the team to ensure that Anglesey is an area that we're all proud of and that we're proud to call home. None of us want to go back to the council as it was before 2013. And by working together, we can ensure that there's an even better future for the council through mature working and partnership. Thank you, Llynos. I should have said, nominating a leader happens through a different process. The written proposal or statement has to be submitted to the Chief Executive, and that has had to be done before the 5th of May, which was done. And Llynos Mehdi is the only person who was nominated. So we will be moving on now to appointing the leader of the council through a vote. So to appoint a leader of the council in accordance with Article 7 and in particular the rules of procedure contained under paragraph 2.7.3.1 and 2.7.3.2 of the Constitution. Does anybody propose? Yes, good afternoon. It's a huge privilege for me to propose Councillor Llynos Mehdi as the leader of the council for the next 5 years. Is there a seconder? It's a privilege and pleasure for me to second that proposal. So, just as I did this morning, if there are any objections or abstentions, please could you say now, show your hand or speak. if you want to object or abstain. I can't see any hands. I can't see everybody's face. I think Councillor Aled Morris-Jones has his hand up. I want to abstain, Chair, and I'd like you to ask every member of my group how they want to vote. I'm afraid that I don't have the names of the members of your group. I can see that Douglas Fowley has his hand up. Do you want to speak?
Okay, well, anyway,
I think it's obvious that Councillor Douglas Fowley, Councillor Paul Ellis have their hands up. Councillor Derek Owen. Councillor Liz Wood also has her hand up. And Councillor Robert Llewellyn-Jones. So can we take it that members of the Annie Bynwyr Môn group are abstaining? All the members are abstaining, is that correct? That is correct, Chair, but I would prefer you to ask the solicitor for guidance, because I think that we should state our vote individually, but of course that's up to you and the solicitor. I have received word and I've been told that it's okay for me to accept a block vote for your group. So we have elected a leader for the council, and congratulations to Councillor Llino Smeti. So the next step.
You did not mention my name in that when you were mentioning the names of the people. My hand was up.
Okay, dwi'n ymddiheuro Cynghorydd Jeff Evans.
I apologise, Councillor Jeff Evans. So I take it that you're also abstaining?
Yes.
Okay. Diolch, Cynghorydd Evans.
Yes, thank you, Councillor Evans. Okay, so we'll go on. Congratulations to Councillor Llino Smeti on being elected. And now I'm going to invite the leader to tell us who her deputy will be. Thank you, and can I thank you for putting your trust in me. The deputy leader I will be selecting is Councillor Carwyn Jones. So Councillor Carwyn Jones will be the deputy leader of the council for the term. Thank you, we don't need a vote on that, which might be a good thing. So we'll move on to item 8 on the agenda, which is the annual report on member remuneration for 2022-23. So we have a report from the interim head of democratic services. You have received the report, so I think we just need to propose the recommendations. So I think the leader will propose the recommendations. So the recommendations listed in the report are, well, they explain what's in the report, so that the council is requested to accept the determinations of the Independent Remuneration Panel for Wales for 2022-23. Secondly, to confirm that holders of the same posts as 2021-2022 will be entitled to receive senior salaries from 2022-23, with the exception of the post of the Chair of the Governance and Audit Committee, where the fees determined by the panel for co-opted members will apply. So the posts will be the Chair of the Council, the Vice Chair of the Council, Leader of the Council, Deputy Leader of the Council, members of the executive, 7 of them, leader of the largest opposition group, chairs of scrutiny committees, there are 2 of them, and the chair of the Planning and Orders Committee. Just to note that it's a change in the legislation, and that's why the Governance and Audit Committee isn't included. And the third recommendation, to authorise officers to amend Part 6 of the Council's Constitution, schedule a member remuneration to reflect the determinations made in the 2022-23 annual reports. Thank you.
Unmute fy hyn. Ys gan i eilydd?
We have a seconder. I'm happy to second, Chair. Councillor Carwyn Jones. Thank you. So the next step and the final step is to confirm committees. I have a list of committees. The committees are referred to in section 3.4 of the Council's Constitution. We will go through them. We have Planning and Orders Committee, the Governance and Audit Committee, Democratic Services Appointments, Discipline, Licensing, SACRA, Joint Planning Committee, Pay and Grading, Standards, and the Indemnity Subcommittee. So that's the council structure or the committee structure. We will be meeting again in a week, and members of all committees will be elected next week, but we do need to vote on item 8. So I'm afraid I need to go back to item 8. It's my first time in the chair, so I'm bound to make a few mistakes. So we'll go back to a vote on item 8 now. So we'll have a vote through affirmation. So if there are any objections or if anybody wants to abstain, could you please make that clear now by telling me or raising your hand? You can speak now if you wish to object or to abstain. So there were no responses. So that item has been passed through affirmation. Going back now to item 9, I've gone through a list of the committees and I've said that membership will be discussed in the meeting next Tuesday. So I think we've reached the end of the agenda. I'd like to thank you all for your presence. It's been a pleasure to see you all and to hear you all and to see that you can use this technology. I'm looking forward, when we have hybrid meetings, I hope that a good many of us will be able to meet in the chamber as well. So I'd like to thank you all once again and say good afternoon to you.